Alrighty, everybody, welcome back. It is now Tuesday, and the date would be December 5 of 2003. I don't have anything to, well, that's not exactly true. There's something I would like to say. It has struck me, especially with all my struggles with all the proper nouns that I am routinely destroying, that there might be some wondering why on earth would I do this, or why on earth would I not practice per se, or learn the names or something like that. I think a lot of it is because that's not whom I'm necessarily aiming at. Lots of folks don't read the Bible because it's difficult. It's not written in a way that is conducive to normal rhythms. And they have a huge amount of difficulty in doing it. And also a lot of people feel guilty or feel that somehow they are not probably within a larger group. They feel alone and they feel like they're not getting it, and which impedes their ability to get it, because they don't think they can, because there's something wrong with them, because they can't, quote, read it right, end quote. I read it, and I struggle with the reading. For that purpose is to let those people know you're not alone. I want them to know that others struggle, and I'm more than willing to be that example and to provide for them something of an umbrella to huddle underneath, and so that we can get past all of the internal paranoia that we have all had since we were kids. It didn't matter if you were the popular one or if you were not the popular one. There was something as kids that made us insecure. And even as adults, this very thing can prevent us from reading the Bible. So that's why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because I want others to know they're not alone. I'm doing it to hopefully provide others with the ability to, in some way, say, damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead. Let's read this thing. Like I said early on, if it's just me reading, my brain just beeps over things. Names are only relevant to me if they continue to come up, and then I might learn them, and then I might learn how to say them. But honestly, if it's just a name that floats through, I don't care. Right, wrong, or indifferent, that's the way it is. I do it when I read other books. I do it when I read history books. I do it when I read I would be, until a subject becomes large enough for me to learn ticky-tack specifics and understand the value within those, I just don't. So that's why I do it. That's why I allow these struggles to be heard publicly, is so that others can find a reason within themselves to say, you know what, I don't care. Let's go ahead and do this. So why don't we go ahead and get ourselves mentally and spiritually in a position and begin with a opening prayer. Let's not forget, per the request of one of the living former United States presidents, and include the United States in our prayers. And I will meet you on the other side. Alrighty, here we go. Joshua chapter 19. And the second lot came forth to Simeon, even for the tribe of the children of Simeon, according to their families, and their inheritance was within the inheritance of the children of Judah. And they had their inheritance, Beersheba, or Sheba, and Moladah, and Hazar Shual, and Bala, and Azim, and Eltolad, and Bethul, and Hormah, and Ziklag, and Beth Markaboth, and Hazar-Susa, and Bethel Boath, and Sharuin, 13 cities and their villages, Ain, Remen, and Ether, and Ashan, 4 cities and their villages, and all the villages that were round about these cities to Balath-beer, Ramoth of the south. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Simeon, according to their families. Out of the portion of the children of Judah was the inheritance of the children of Simeon, for the part of the children of Judah was too much for them. Therefore the children of Simeon had their inheritance within the inheritance of them. And the third lot came up for the families of Zebulun according to their families, and the border of their inheritance was unto Sarid. And the border went up toward the sea, and Marilah, and reached to Dabasheth, and reached to the river that is before Jokneam, and turned from Sarid eastward towards the sun rising unto the border of Chisloth Tabor, and then goeth out to Daberath, and goeth up to Japhia, and from thence passeth on along to the east to Giddahefer, to Itzakazin, and goeth out to Remon-Methar, to Nea. And the border compasseth it on the north side to Anathon, and the outgoings thereof are in the valley of Jephthahel, and Kedah, and Naalal, and Shimron, and Idalah, and Bethlehem, 12 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the children of Zebulun, according to their families, these cities with their villages. And the fourth lot came out to Issachar, for the children of Issachar according to their families. And their border was turned toward Jezreel, and Chezuloth, and Shunem, and Hapharam, and Shion, and Anharath, and Rabbith, and Kishion, and Abiz, and Remeth, and Enganim, and Enhadah, and Beth Paziz. And the coast reacheth to Tabor, and to Shahazimnah, and Bethshemesh, and the outgoings of their border were at Jordan, 16 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Issachar according to their families, the cities and their villages. And the fifth lot came out for the tribe of the children of Asher according to their families, and their border was Helkath, and Hali, and Beten, and Asaph, and Almelech, and Amad, and Mishiel, and reacheth to Carmel westward, and to Shihorlebanth, and turneth towards the sun rising to Bethdagon, and reacheth to Zebulun, and to the valley of Jephthahel, toward the north side of Bethmech, and Neel, and goeth out to Kabul on the left hand. And Hebron, and Rehob, and Hammon, and Cana, even unto great Zidion. And then the coast turneth to Ramah, and to the strong city Tyre, and the coast turneth to Hosah, and to the outgoings thereof are at the sea from the coast to Achzib. Ummah also, and Aphek, and Rehob, 22 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Asher, according to their families, these cities with their villages. The sixth lot came out to the children of Naphtali, even for the children of Naphtali according to their families. And their coast was from Heleph, from Alon to Zananim, and Adamai, Nekib, and Jabneel unto Lakum, and the outgoings thereof were at Jordan. And then the coast turneth westward to Aznoth-tabor, and goeth out from thence to Hukkok, and reacheth to Zebulun on the south side, and reacheth to Asher on the west side, and to Judah upon Jordan toward the sunrising. And the fenced cities are Zedium, Zur, and Hamath, Rakkath, and Chinnereth, and Adamah, and Ramah, and Hazor, and Kadesh, and Edrei, and Hazor, and Iron, and Migdalil, Horem, and Bethnath, and Beth Shemesh, 19 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Naphtali, according to their families, the cities and their villages. And the seventh lot came out for the tribe of the children of Dan, according to their families. And the coast of their inheritance was Zorah, and Eshtaol, and Irshmesh, and Shalabibin, and Ajalon, and Jethla, and Elon, and Timnathath, and Ekron, and Eltekeh, and Gibbethon, and Baalath, and Jehud, and Beneberak, and Gathrimmon, and Mejarkon, and Rakon, with the borders before Japheth. And the coast of the children of Dan went out too little, too little for them. Therefore the children of Dan went up to fight against Leshem, and took it, and smote it with the edge of the sword, and possessed it, and dwelt therein, and called Leshem Dan, after the name of Dan their father. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Dan, according to their families, these cities with their villages. When they had made an end of dividing the land for the inheritance by their coasts, the children of Israel gave an inheritance to Joshua, the son of Nun, among them. According to the word of the Lord, they gave him the city which he asked, even Timnathserah in Mount Ephraim, and he built the city and dwelt therein. These are the inheritances which Eleazar the priest and Joshua the son of Nun, and the heads of the fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel, divided for an inheritance by lot in Shiloh, before the Lord, at the day of the tabernacle of the congregation. So they made an end of dividing the country. Chapter 20. The Lord also spake unto Joshua, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, saying, Appoint out for you cities of refuge. Wherefore I spake unto you by the hand of Moses, that the slayer that killeth any person unawares and unwittingly may flee thither, and they shall be your refuge from the avenger of blood. And when he that doth flee unto one of these cities shall stand at the entering of the gate of the city, and shall declare his cause in the ears of the elders of that city, they shall take him into the city unto them, and give him a place that he may dwell among them. And if the avenger of blood pursue after him, then they shall not deliver the slayer up into his hand, because he smote his neighbor unwittingly, and hated him not beforetime. And he shall dwell in that city until he stand before the congregation for judgment, and until the death of the high priest that shall be in those days. Then shall the slayer return, and come unto his own city, and unto his own house, unto the city from whence he fled. And they appointed Kadesh in Galilee, in Mount Naphtali, and Shechem in Mount Ephraim, and Kirjatharba, which is Hebron, in the Mount of Judah. And on the other side, Jordan, by Jericho eastward, they assigned Bezir in the wilderness upon the plain out of the tribe of Reuben, and Ramoth in Gilead out of the tribe of Gad, and Golan in Bashan out of the tribe of Manasseh. These were the cities appointed for all the children of Israel, and for the stranger that sojourneth among them, that whosoever killeth any person at unawares might flee thither, and not die by the hand of the avenger of blood, until he stood before the congregation. Alrighty, everybody, that's going to conclude our reading for today. I hope you all have an excellent Tuesday. Don't ever forget, God loves you.